Born and raised, it's plain to see. This is how we roll UP. I got stories, let me tell it. Bow and arrow and a dope ass mullet. Take one shot, that's all it took, son. When I fish, it takes one hook, son. Hunt big game, just take one look, son.
Welcome back to You Gotta Want It podcast. Today is March 6th. There isn't much going on, so I figured I'd jump on the podcast and get something out there for you guys. I'm going to be freestyling it today. I don't have anyone with me today. I'm supposed to have Chris coming on soon. He's been pretty busy lately, and hopefully get Adam in here too before I post the turkey video that I got coming up here in a couple weeks. But yeah, so I'm just going to go over some things. Like I said, it's March 6th. We are inching very closely to springtime here. They're already pounding fish down the Fox River. I think we're probably a couple weeks away at least for getting a boat in the Menominee River, but that's exciting. We got March Madness coming up here in less than 2 weeks. That's always a fun time. We got a big party planned for that. Luke's gonna be smoking a gator on that opening Saturday of that. Under 2 months away from opening day of turkey season here in Michigan. Chris's nephew is gonna have a spring turkey tag in Wisconsin, and the youth hunt for that is April 15th weekend. So I'm going to be along for that hunt. Hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully the weather's nice. I'm going to be getting some film in there. So yeah, it's going to be 5 weeks away maybe from that. So that's exciting. But I do have a new video coming out from last year. It's going to be posted on March 22nd, which is when that drops. We're a month away from the Michigan opener. So that's going to be a hunt that involves me and Adam. Adam's behind the gun that video. That was a pretty fun hunt. We went out the night before and drove around and didn't really see much for birds anywhere. We probably drove for 2 hours in a bunch of different directions. We were in zone 5. We had some private land that we were hunting, and we checked a bunch of public too. But there's just no birds out that night before, so we really didn't have good expectations going in the morning. So we headed to the private spot, and as you'll see in the video, it was a pretty fun hunt. Pulled the nice big tom about 600 yards across the field, and finally got him onto the private side that we could hunt, and Adam made a good shot on it. So that was a fun start to the morning. That was Adam's first Wisconsin bird, and it was, as you'll see, it was a tank. Can't get much better for your first bird in Wisconsin shooting that one. So yeah, that should be a pretty good video to kick off the 2023 turkey season. Hoping to get quite a few more videos this year. Gonna be taking, like I said, Chris's nephew out early. Hopefully get a good video with that. And then opening weekend for us usually produces at least one video. We got a few new spots coming up this year that we found last year, so we're gonna scout that early. Few good looking public spots that Chris found late last spring, and there was birds all over it, no hunters, so we're gonna hit that hard probably this spring and go to our usual spots. We got probably 3 or 4 private spots and a handful of public spots that usually have birds. Our one public spot has a ton of birds, but they're just so hard to hunt. They go on the private, it seems like they know right when turkey season starts, because they roost on the close to the public, and then they go right on the private most of the day, and it's kind of a hit or miss when you get there if they're on the public or not. Last year I had an opportunity opening morning. We didn't hear anything where we normally do, so we were driving out, just calling every couple hundred yards on the road, and struck up one about halfway out at about 7 o'clock in the morning, and it was a lone big tom, and ended up closing the distance on him and setting up, and he hung up about 50-60 yards, and finally took him about 10 minutes to inch in to about 40 yards, and I took a poke at him and missed. So almost had a great opening morning, but didn't get the job done that morning, and pretty tough rest of the season for us in Michigan. I hunted with Eric the second weekend of turkey season in Michigan, and he ended up missing 2. He had 2 toms come in. And then that was about it for me. Then Chris and I headed to Wyoming to chase Merriam's, and that was a good trip. Doubled up on the first morning, actually doubled up on the first afternoon. We were in birds the whole day, but about 3 o'clock in the afternoon we struck up a group of 3 and ended up each getting a shot off. So that was a eventful hunt, and that's on the YouTube channel too if you want to check that out. So I didn't get a Michigan bird last year. That's my first time not getting a bird since 2017, I believe. Had some pretty good luck since then. And I remember 2017 being, that was the first turkey season we ended up starting to film at CNC. And I remember Chris got one. It was a grind that year too as well, if I remember right. We grinded hard the opening day, and Chris ended up getting one late in the afternoon on public. But that was a battle. That's on the YouTube channel as well. But it was a battle the rest of the year. That year, had one other close opportunity, but I could have shot one. At one of the private spots, and it was just a beautiful moment where Tom came in the range with two hands, and Chris was in a spot where he couldn't film it, so I decided to wait to see if he would come into camera view. But it was just a picture perfect. The Tom was strutting right in front of me about 20 yards. It was beautiful. But I ended up shooting because I wanted to get it on film, and that kind of bit me in the butt, so I didn't get one that year. So hopefully we double up right away this year so I can hunt with some other people. We got a couple other people planned. Chris has a couple of other people that want to turkey hunt this year. I also, second weekend's always the work bee / turkey hunt weekend up at Camp Jeb. Last 2 years we've been hunting. Took Eric 2 years ago, and he's really had some fun the last 2 years. We haven't got one, but every time the last 2 years we've been in them every morning. So hopefully this year's the year. So that would be second weekend. Third weekend, so that's going to be the second weekend. I'm going to apply for some Zone 3 turkey tags in Wisconsin as well. So probably beginning of May, middle of May, hopefully have a tag for that. And then going to be back hunting with Adam again. Hopefully hunting with him in early May too in Zone 3. But we got tags for the second to last season in Wisconsin for Zone 5. So that's looking forward to that. That was a fun weekend last year. Him and I getting to hunt together. That was fun. And hopefully we both get a turkey this year. I found some more turkeys this year while bow hunting on some public that I never checked out before. So there's a crap ton of birds in that public. So that should be a pretty good spot if we have to go there. We're going to probably do some door knocking here in the next couple of weeks as well and try to get some more access on private land. But there's definitely a lot of birds in Wisconsin compared to Michigan. So it should be a fun year. Hopefully get a couple posted by the end of May. We're obviously going to be in the boat too as well. We should be able to get out here, I would say, by the end of March. The Menominee River hasn't been good to us the last couple of years. We haven't had a really good year since 2019 jigging. I really never have any luck brown trout fishing with the guys when they go, but they always catch them when I'm not with. But we're going to be doing that a bunch too. So we're going to be fishing the bay for browns, and then we're going to be jigging for walleyes in the river, in the mouth of the river. That's always a fun week or two when it's the bite's hot jigging. And then it's going to be a lot of turkey hunt for me. I enjoy turkey hunt more probably than the fishing. I guess it's always dependent on the time, if the bite's good and fishing's fun, then I'll say fishing I like better than turkey hunt. But it's hard to get me in the boat in May when I got a turkey tag in my pocket. It's just a fun time being in the woods, no matter if I'm by myself or with a friend or whoever. Last couple years I've been able to hunt a lot. Last year not as much, but hopefully get back in the woods quite a bit this spring. Definitely have a bunch of tags in my pocket. Hopefully I can film my tags early this year and get in the woods with some other people and get some more footage with other people killing turkeys. Always a great time hearing those turkeys gobbling off the roost and seeing them coming in strutting, and it's just a great time being in the woods. Everything's turning green, the birds are chirping, the turkeys are gobbling. What's good about opening the first couple weeks in Michigan is that the mosquitoes and wood ticks aren't usually out because it's still pretty cold in the nights. So yeah, that's enough about turkey hunting. I'm hopefully gonna get Adam in here. I don't know, he's a pretty busy guy. Adam's a pretty busy guy. Hopefully get him in here and we can talk about the turkey hunt that I got coming up. I'm going to be posting here on the 22nd, like I said. Don't know if we'll get an interview with him beforehand, but hopefully, if not, we'll definitely probably do one when we're turkey on that weekend in May. But yeah, I'm going to try to get Chris in here too in the next week or so, hopefully before March Madness and when things start getting busy. And then, I This weekend I'm going to be heading up to Hardcore Outfitters. I'm going to be purchasing a new bow. I could get away with my bow that I have now, but having some bad luck with it, and I just want to start fresh and try something different. I dropped my bow down on the downstate trip last year and broke my sight, and while I brought it in to get it fixed, the guy that was working on it downstate was not too impressed with my bow setup. He couldn't get it paper tuned. He said he's never had that happen before, and he wasn't too impressed with my string and just the overall setup of the bow. He could barely get the sight off. He could barely get the piece of the sight off that was still attached, and he wasn't too happy with that. After talking with him, he seemed to know a lot more than where I purchased the bow from. So I'm going to be trying Hardcore Outfitters this time. I've heard good things about them, and they definitely got a ton of selection. Not sure what I'm going to be. I'm going to be open-minded about purchasing the next brand of bow. Matthews and Hoyt are high up in the option column. Maybe Bowtech again. We'll see what they have there. There's in this day and age, there's tons of options of good bows to pick from, but you can't go wrong with a nice Matthews or Hoyt. I had a Bowtech the last 3 years. It was fast. Just had some bad luck with it, and I think it's gotten to my head, and I just want to start fresh with a new setup and probably go close to the top, if not top of the line bow, and just get it over with and bite the bullet with the purchase and spend the money on something good that's going to last me a long time. One other thing that I've been working on the last month or so is myself, Jeff, Eric, and Brian are going on a elk hunt here in beginning of September. We're going to be heading to Montana. It's going to be a guided hunt. We got word. Jeff met a guy down in Arizona while seeing his father. His father's friend's son is a big elk hunter out in Montana, and pointed us in a good direction of if we wanted to go the outfitter way. He gave us the name of a good outfitter, and if we didn't want to do that, he was willing to take us on public. Being that it's Brian and Eric's first time elk hunting, we figured we'd just pay the money and go out with a good guide. I've never actually elk hunted before, but I was a guide for a whole year in Colorado, so I have some experience with that. I have some up-close experiences with elk, but it's going to be different when you got the bow in hand and there's a elk hopefully bugling within 30 yards and you trying to get a shot off. It's definitely a different feel than hearing a turkey gobble close range. Those elk bugling 50, 60 yards from you, it's just a whole different ball game. It just shakes your whole core. And it's something, if you haven't experienced, you should go experience it at least once. So we got that planned. We got to apply for tags. The guide we talked to said we should have like a 90% chance. We have 2 points right now, and this third one should get us the tags. We're going to apply as a group, and that will give us a better chance. But yeah, that's going to be a 6-day hunt. We're going to head there September 1st. It opens up in Montana September 2nd. Crossing our fingers that the weather isn't too hot and elk are talking early. That's the only problem with going early is we could get some hot weather. But if we hit it right, we're going to be the first ones hunting the ranch on the year, and hopefully we get into some elk. It's based off what the guide was saying and pictures that we've seen and Facebook pictures. It looks like a good operated business. It's about, I can't remember, 40,000 acres of leased. I think there's farm fields way below, and the elk kind of work back and forth morning and night, head up to the top of the bed, and the plan is to probably loop around in the morning and try to get above them while they're coming off those fields. So that's exciting. Definitely got to prepare ourselves in the next 6 months. Yeah, we'll be out there in 6 months from now. Definitely got to prepare for that. I got to get tons of shots off with the new bow whenever I get that. And we definitely got to prepare. Hard to train for altitude, but we got to get in shape. We got to practice longer shots. We got to probably get some heavier arrow setups, and just be prepared to have a big bodied elk in front of you, and got to stay calm in the moment and take a good shot. So that's what I got going on. It's going to get busy here in the next couple weeks. but looking forward to it. Been kind of cooped up in the house the last couple weeks. We've had fairly mild weather this winter with a couple snowstorms and a couple cold fronts, but it's been fairly warm for the most part. We had no snow on the ground for about 2 weeks in January, which is pretty rare, and 40 degrees, but we got some snow on the ground now. It's kind of snowing off and on the last week or so, but it looks to be in the mid-30s for the next couple weeks. So yeah, looking forward to the warmer weather. Can't wait to hear turkey gobble in the woods. We'll probably start scouting here in beginning of April. Another thing I'm gonna do once with this snow thaws is get up to the Camp Jeb and get some soil samples. I've been having some troubles with the food plots the last couple of years, and gonna get a soil sample, get that sent in early, and if we need the lime, we're gonna lime this year, and get that all situated early, and make a plan on what to plant this year. Probably gonna plant the whole backfield. If you go on the YouTube channel, you'll see I break down all the tree stand setups for bow hunting, but that'll make more sense if the backfield is a pretty secluded spot, and we only plant a little bit, probably the third of it. And this year, I think I'm going to plant the whole thing and then kind of build like a berm where we can walk into it, and maybe get a platform on the opposite side of the berm and just climb up the platform and either get a pop-up or a permanent bow stand on there and watch that whole field. I think that's going to be a cool spot if we get that to work out the way I'm picturing it. But yeah, we're going to be up there in April for the work bee / turkey hunt. That's always a fun time. Just getting some things situated for bow season. Either if we got to get some stands moved or some trees cut. There was a big storm that blew in last June, and the neighbor lost over 100 trees on his ridge, which is pretty scary. All the damage that storm did. And the ridge that's on the Camp Jeb property only got hit probably a dozen trees, so we got lucky. But yeah, we got some cleaning up to do up there. So yeah, pretty busy spring coming up here. But like I said, looking forward to it, getting out of this house and getting in the woods and getting on the water. Can't wait. We usually do a swamp donkey tournament in the Fox River. We've been doing it since 2018. Yeah, we've been doing it since 2018. And this is the first year we're not doing it. It's just last couple of years has been crappy weather, and just don't feel like fighting the weather anymore down there. But when the weather's nice, it's a fun time. But last year it was probably in the teens and blowing 25 miles an hour. We had snow the night before, so yeah, it's put a bad taste in our mouth, and we decided not to do it this year. But hopefully by then the river in Menominee is open up, we can go there, or there'll be some good basketball on too. That's second weekend of March Madness. It's been a long, fast winter at the same time. Didn't do much ice fishing this year. The bay never froze, so didn't get out whitefish fishing. It's been a long winter, but at the same time it's kind of going by fast. With the warmer weather, it kind of went by faster than being cooped up in 20 below week after week weather. But ready for springtime, I'm sure as everyone else is. That's really all I got for you guys today. I was just kind of coming on here to freestyle and get some content out there for you guys. Look for the video that I'm going to be posting here on March 22nd. That's going to be Adam's Wisconsin bird. Hopefully in the next couple weeks I can get another podcast going with Chris or Adam. But if you don't hear from me, good luck to everyone turkey hunting this spring, and good luck to everyone fishing this spring. Make sure you head over to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the page, give a thumbs up on the videos. Head over to the Facebook page, CNC Productions. Also check out the Instagram page that I have up. And lastly, check out the TikTok page that I have up, CNC Productions. Hoping that the weather is good for all of us this spring, whether you're on the water or in the woods. So thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time on the You Gotta Want It podcast.
This is where the good time starts. Not at work, done checking parts. Fishing, hunting, living life. Bow in hand, I won't think twice. Camouflage from head to toe, man. Primal instincts, fearing no man. This is what I was born to do. Bag a deer, pack up, we're through. This is me time, my vacation. Fishing, hunting, relaxation. Do my own thing, you can't tell me.